many of the things that we've been talking about tonight, like the drug companies and special interests, and campaign reform, campaign finance reform, Citizens United, and a lot of these other issues, to me, the underlying problem, the biggest problem that we've got to cut the head off of is the lobbyists. And also this revolving door that goes on between industry and some of the agencies like the FDA, that where executives from the companies that are benefiting from their decisions go in and they run that organization, and then they come back out, go back into their parent company, and they keep coming around. If we don't get that under control, that's why there's splits right down party lines. And why I think Washington can't get anything done, because there's just so much dirty, dark money going on in Washington. We got to do everything we can to stop it.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. I actually introduced again this year. I have very strong feelings on this. I think if you are a member of Congress and you have the privilege of serving the people of this country, that you should be prohibited from being a lobbyist, period. And so I introduced legislation that says that if you are a member of Congress, when you leave Congress, you cannot be a lobbyist for your life. I could not find a single co-sponsor of my bill. Because you'll learn that like two-thirds of the former members of Congress are lobbyists. I mean, it's some crazy number. And you're absolutely right. What I think ends up happening is you see people on some of these committees, and this is not all people, but it's a pernicious system where you stay on the financial services long enough and you make friends with lots of big banks, and you leave Congress, you become a lobbyist for a big bank. And you see examples of this. I think if you have the privilege of serving in the Congress of the United States, when you leave, go be a teacher, there's a million other things you can do. You should not be able to take that experience and leverage it into a big pile of money as a lobbyist. I think it would do a lot to restore people's confidence in our system. I've reintroduced the bill this year. I will tell you I can't even blame it on one political party. I can't get a lot of support, period. But I think you are absolutely right. It's a very, very important issue.
I would go further than to say that members of Congress should be barred from being lobbyists. We shouldn't allow lobbyists at all. Well, it should be just from the people.
Here's the question, though. This is I originally took that position, and then somebody pointed out to me, lobbyists are people like the Sierra Club. Right. We can't say, well, I want to have a lobbyist for the issues that I agree with. So I think some of it is, I think the real answer is make sure you don't make it beneficial for people to leave to become a lobbyist. And second of all, hold the people accountable who you elect to Congress, be sure they're making decisions. I hear from people, people raise this very often on the gun issue. Oh, it's the NRA's fault. I say, you know what? Washington is filled with special interests and lobbyists. It's the responsibility of members of Congress to listen to that, sift through it, and make the right decision, and hold them accountable. So I don't know that you could ever eliminate advocacy, but I think what we should do is have accountability from the people we elect to office.
We certainly need that transparency where the money's coming from. Absolutely. I would still vote for no lobbyists for anybody.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I got one more follow-up question. This has to do with taxes. And I've spent my whole career working in Massachusetts. We just moved to Cumberland about 4 years ago. And I was never in a situation before where I was working in one state and living in another. And I was very surprised, because I don't pay attention to that kind of thing, or at least I didn't, that when it came to paying my taxes, after I lived here a year and still working in Massachusetts, because of the reciprocal tax situation between Massachusetts and Rhode Island, that all of my income tax, basically all of it, except maybe a little bit less than $100, goes to Massachusetts every year. And when I get on that 95 heading north every day to go to work, there's a lot more cars coming out of Rhode Island going into Massachusetts than there are coming the other way. Somehow I don't know how it all works. Maybe it is fair somehow, but it just, on the face of it, it seems to me that we're getting short end of the stick somehow.
Yeah, which is why our system in general predicates your income tax payment to the site where the income is earned. So you're right, which is why we have an incentive to create jobs around, so you don't have to go to Boston.